What if everything we've been taught about leadership for centuries is just wrong? Today, we're diving into a really radical idea that the most powerful leaders aren't heroes on white horses, they're servants. I mean, seriously, think about it. In a world this complicated, can one single person really have all the answers? The classic hero leader isn't just outdated, it might actually be dangerous. And understanding why could honestly change the way you lead forever. All right, so let's get right into it. We're going to start with what really looks like a crisis in our old school leadership models. Right now, there's this huge clash happening for the future of leadership. On one side, you've got that familiar pyramid, right? Top down, command and control, where all the power is hoarded right at the very top. But there's a new model rising, one that's built not on authority, but on trust and on sharing power. This isn't just a tiny tweak, folks. This is a full-blown revolution. So, what is this revolutionary alternative anyway? It's a whole philosophy called servant leadership. And believe me, it's about to flip that entire leadership pyramid completely upside down. The guy who came up with the term, Robert K. Greenleaf, he just nailed it. He said the journey doesn't start with wanting to be in charge. It starts with a deep, natural feeling that you want to serve. That one little shift in your motivation, well, it changes absolutely everything that comes after. Okay, so here's the big idea in a nutshell. Servant leadership isn't about the leader's ego or their power. It's about empowering other people. The main goal is the growth and well-being of the team and the community. Basically, a leader's success isn't about them at all. It's measured by how much the people they serve are thriving. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds a little idealistic, right? A bit too feel-good for the real world of profit and loss. Well, let's see what happens when this philosophy actually hits the ground in the real world. First up, let's look at Southwest Airlines. Their model is famously radical. Put your employees first. Yeah, you heard that right. Not the customer, not the shareholder, but your own people. Their logic? It's actually super simple but incredibly powerful. Happy, supported employees are going to naturally create an amazing experience for customers, and that's what drives profit and growth. And the proof is in the pudding. In an industry that is notorious for people quitting, some Southwest locations have a turnover rate as low as 5%. That's not just a statistic. That is a massive competitive advantage built entirely on serving their own team first. Then you've got TD Industries, a construction company that doesn't just talk the talk, they walk the walk. They've built their entire organization not just on the idea of servant leadership, but on the ultimate form of shared power, shared ownership. And get this, their commitment goes deep. The employees, who they actually called partners, own almost the whole company, 94%. Every single supervisor has to go through servant leadership training. And their budget for helping employees grow? It's unlimited. Think about that. They are truly investing in their people as partners in the business. And it's not just about serving employees either. The Vanguard Group, a total giant in the financial world, was built from day one on a simple principle: serve the clients first. In an industry that's, let's be honest, often all about making a quick buck, Vanguard's whole mission was to put the investors' interests above everything else. And the result? $400 billion. That's a nearly 300-fold increase in assets. This is just definitive proof that serving others isn't just some nice idea. It's a world-class business strategy. So it makes me wonder, what do you think is the biggest barrier to this model in your industry? Seriously, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. So these companies are amazing examples, right? But they all point to something much deeper. Servant leadership isn't just a strategy you can copy and paste from a manual. It's a personal philosophy. It's something you can't fake. It's about leading from who you really are, not from some corporate script. Take Judy Wicks, the founder of the revolutionary White Dog Cafe. She was at a point where she felt totally disillusioned with business, thinking it was just about the money. Then an elderly man gave her this incredible piece of advice. And that simple idea, that business is really about human connection, it completely changed her entire perspective. You see, her whole philosophy was shaped by these two really powerful experiences from her life. When she was a kid, she was kicked out of a baseball game just for being a girl. But later, as a volunteer, she saw an entire Eskimo village shared the very first seal of the season, making sure that everyone was taken care of. Those moments taught her something profound. True sustainability comes from inclusion and sharing, not from exclusion and hoarding.
And this wasn't just some abstract idea for her. She actually built her business around it. She started programs to build a global community. She guaranteed every single employee a living wage way before that was a popular topic. And she built her entire supply chain around local, humane family farms. Her personal values became her business model.
And look, this kind of personal, values-driven approach isn't just a nice story. In the chaotic new economy that we're all living in, it's quickly becoming a mandate for survival.
There's this quote from H.G. Wells that was written decades ago, but it feels more relevant today than maybe ever before. We are at a serious crossroads, and honestly, the stakes could not be higher.
Because let's face it, in this crazy, fast-paced, interconnected world we live in, a system that only cares about economic gain at all costs, that's a recipe for catastrophe. Servant leadership, with its focus on people, community, and well-being, that's the education. It's the vital counterbalance we need to build a future that actually works for everyone.
Which brings us to our final and maybe the most important point of all. It's a question that brings this whole big idea right back to you personally.
So, there's this great story from the musician Michael Jones. He's playing the piano one night, and this young guy comes up to him. He says he loves the music, but then he offers a little critique. He says, "You sound too much like Michael Jones. You need to find your own voice." Of course, the kid had no idea he was actually talking to Michael Jones.
I mean, can you imagine? Jones was just floored. Later that night, he's sitting at the piano, and an older man who saw the whole thing happen slowly walks over. He puts a hand on Jones's shoulder to steady himself, and he asks him a question that Jones said changed his life forever.
Who will play your music if you don't play it yourself? And that's the question, isn't it? That's really the heart of servant leadership. It's about having the guts to play your own unique music, not for the applause, but as an act of service to the world. So I'll leave you with this. It's not just a question for leaders. It's a question for every single one of us. Who will play your music if you don't? Thanks for joining me.